Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some big news out of President Trump's meeting with Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky happening at the White House. I'm actually filming this while the meetings are ongoing. I'm filming this the afternoon of August 18th, Monday, August 18th. Zelensky and Trump are back at the White House. Of course, we all know how the first meeting at the White House went. It was an absolute disaster. This meeting seems to be going much better. But Trump made a comment that a lot of people might have an issue with. We're going to get into exactly what he said. It involves potentially sending U.S. troops to the war in Ukraine. And I can't wait to hear your guys' take on this one. Before we get started, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Costs you guys absolutely nothing and is a huge, huge, huge boost to the channel. Go ahead and comment below with what you think about the video's topic today. Sorry, messing up my words a little bit there. Comment what you think about the topics. Do you want to see U.S. troops in Ukraine? Do you want to see more aid for Ukraine? Do you want to see us not get involved? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that bell, all notifications turned on. That way you won't miss a single thing. And then right here at the bottom of the screen, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X D Hookstead. That's where you can find me, and go ahead and give me a follow there. Now let's get into it. As we know, the war in Ukraine has been raging for years and years. The death toll, nobody even knows for sure just how high it is. It has been a brutal war. It has been a bloody war. It has been an absolutely insane, chaotic, carnage-filled tragedy. Let's just call it what it is. Russia invaded, Putin invaded, and it has been a bloodbath ever since. There have been a lot of civilians who've been killed and hurt. People have been displaced. It is every level of horror you can imagine. President Trump, upon returning to office, made it clear finishing the war, ending the war was a top priority for his administration. He did not want to see this drag on. He just previously met with Putin in Alaska this past Friday. Now he's meeting with Zelensky and several European leaders at the White House again on August 18th. So where does this leave us? Well, it seems like nobody really knows the answer to that. It seems like nobody knows if Russia is serious about a deal. Nobody really knows if Zelensky is serious about a deal. We have all sides sniping at each other, but President Trump does not want to see this continue. However, we'll put this up on the screen for you right now. He made a comment that to me was a little bit troubling, if you will. When talked about if U.S. troops could end up in Ukraine, President Trump did not expressly rule it out, saying, leaving the door open, floating, if you will, that it is a possibility that will be considered. So let's go ahead right now and watch this video.
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops? Would you roll that out in the future?
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved, but there'll be a lot of help when it comes to security. There's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe, but we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
So there you have President Donald Trump saying, yes, the U.S. will be involved in some capacity. Again, did not rule out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine. Here's my opinion of this. I'll pull this off the screen real quick. Here's my opinion of this. We cannot have U.S. troops in Ukraine. Not one. Not one U.S. troop should be in Ukraine in any position near the Russians or in any position the Russians are shelling and bombing. The reason why is very simple. If a U.S. soldier dies in Ukraine because of the Russians, the U.S. will have been backed into a position we have desperately tried to avoid, and that is direct conflict with Russia. If a U.S. soldier in Ukraine is killed, there will be immense pressure on President Trump to respond accordingly, to do something about that. This is how little problems spiral into big problems. And as we all know, once you're on the escalation ladder, you don't ever know where you're going to get off. That is the fact of the matter. It might seem simple, it might seem easy, but you never know where the off-ramp's going to be. Sending U.S. troops to Ukraine for any reason, even as a peacekeeping force, is insane and should not happen and should not be promoted. And I'm hoping that all President Trump was doing here was just talking about it and not actually seriously considering it. We don't need any U.S. troops over there. If anyone should be getting involved, it should be Europe. It's on their continent. Russia is a bigger problem for them than Russia is for us. That's the fact of the matter. That's the truth of it. So if anyone is going to be putting their people in a position, it should be the Europeans. It is their job. It is their backyard. And I don't even know if that's a good idea, because then these are NATO countries. If their people get killed, they obviously are going to want to respond as well. It's really that simple to me. Oh, hold on. I got another video I'm queuing up here for you. It really is that simple for me. My heart breaks for the Ukrainian people. I think what they've been through is terrible. Still not worth losing American lives over. Sorry, it's just not. The U.S. has no business sending troops. You want to talk about aid, you want to talk about supplies, that's a conversation we can have. And there's a lot of good points on both sides of it. Sending U.S. troops would be the height of insanity. And it wouldn't take much for it to absolutely spiral out of control. And that's something that we need to think long and hard about and make a determination whether or not that's in the U.S.'s best interest. Because it certainly doesn't seem that way to me. Now, we do have some other stuff from there that I'm going to throw up on the screen for you here. Let's go ahead and watch this. This is kind of funny. Trump doing a little trolling of Zelensky's outfit. Remember last time he didn't wear a suit. Not really wearing a suit this time either. He's got a jacket and a button up on, I think. But let's watch.
President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks
Isn't that
good.
nice? That's the one that attacked you last time. See, now he said, I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed you.
Maybe yours is much better.
So, you know what? We got to point out, obviously, we're talking about a very serious subject. At the same time, that was a lighthearted moment. That was a little bit of a funny moment. So, you know what? It's okay to talk about that as well. It's okay to laugh about it. That's what it was. And he also, I'm going to throw this up on the screen for you. He also talked about Putin a little bit more. So let's go ahead and watch what he had to say about Putin.
I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting.
So Trump right there is saying that he is going to talk to Putin again after the meeting with Zelensky and the European leaders. How that will go, your guess is as good as mine. But I want to know seriously what you guys think about potentially sending U.S. troops to Ukraine. Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free, cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Hit that bell, all notifications turned on. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me. I'll see y'all later.